Hello friends and fellow gamers, MKxJUMP here, and in today's video we're discussing the new impsadventure event for Idle Heroes. It's a shame the anniversary has come to an end, but like all good things, we have to wait a year for it to happen again. Like my birthday, which also was the other week, but you know, no one sent me a card or anything. But you know what DH Games did? DH Games did a cool thing. No joke. Seriously, DH Games have released one of the most uniquely fantastic things I think they've ever done, which might be a fantastic business strategy for them, I don't know, but it's a new value package, and we'll be taking a look at that in a second. But before we do, let me talk to you about Patreon. I've got two new people who decided to back me on Patreon this week. It's Jazz and Jeremy Schwabe. Shout out to you two. Thank you so much for your support. And if you want to get yourselves an account review, hop along to our Discord, join us on Tuesday nights over on Twitch, and I'll see what I can do. Folks, if you want to be like those two and get access to account reviews, why not check out my Patreon up there in the top corner of the screen and see what I can do for you. As well, it helps me financially by supporting me to make the content that I do. Anyway, folks, let's go check out this event and this fancy value package that I'm talking about. Let's go. Trust me, it's $1. Pretty cool. So, as always, let's take a look at what we get for logging in. We get 4 dice, which you need to grab every single day to give yourself maximum bonuses in the impsadventure. And you're going to get 100 plain noodles, which don't look that plain to me. I see sauce and I see egg. If someone gives me plain noodles, I'm expecting just frickin' noodles on a plate, like the worst meal ever. But you know what? These are egg noodles, right? That's what, there's nothing plain about them. Unless, of course, in some cultures, this is plain? I don't know. Maybe you guys have more flavor than England, because in England, plain means absolutely nothing. If I'm having plain bread, you're getting bread. No butter, no nothing, just a slice of bread, which in some places is a delicacy. I wish I was joking. Anyway, let's claim all these rewards and get ready for some new stuff, and we're going to go ahead and have a fun little time taking a look at the event. Value packages are pretty standard. We've got the usual stuff that gives away dice and gems, so that's going to be pretty helpful for us. And look at all these rewards still going and going and going. Hot dang. FTA was pretty good. You'll notice we came second. Oh, bueno. Anyway, I'm getting distracted. We get gems, we get dice, all good stuff. But guys, let me draw your attention to the very bottom, which I don't normally do. For a single $1, you get 3 dice. That's immediately insane value, right? That's a crazy amount of dice for $1. If you were to buy this 100 times, $100 will get you 300 dice. So put that into perspective when you compare it to the rest of the packages, and you'll realize just how good value this is. It gets you 300 gems as well. However, why did they put this in the game, you might be thinking? Well, how many times have you been 1, 2, or like 3 dice short from getting to the point you wanted to get to in impsadventure? It happens to me every now and then in impsadventure, and I'm sure it's happened to you. Let me know in the comment section if you've got any horror stories of impsadventure. Well, thankfully, this little package, $1, could save your impsadventure progress and in turn save your life. That's assuming that, you know, impsadventure is a be-all and end-all situation. You know, for some people it is. You know what? Some people have had a really rough day that impsadventure goes so bad that... Never mind. Right, okay, let's look at the other stuff. We've got the luck relay. This is pretty cool. It's going to be able to give you a ton of different rewards with different spending points. So like any fun train journey, you can basically hop in at the beginning and get off wherever you want. And it depends how much you're willing to spend. Well, that determines how far you go. Which actually, trains are a pretty solid metaphor of that. Yeah, the further you go, the more it costs. Unless you split ticket, but I don't think you're going to do that here. Either way, you can go ahead and get yourself $5 worth of stuff here. That's going to get you 500 gems and 3 dice, which sounds like terrible value, but then top it up with this, which is free. It's not really. You can get yourself 400 contract story gems, which is incredible value, and 3 dice. And there's a trend to this thing, actually. You get, basically, for just over $50, a ton of contract story gems. And you get a ton of cores, you get a ton of gems. It all adds up to a really nice price point. So the next one here, another 500 gems, plus another 3 dice. You're going to get yourself for this one, another 400 contract story gems, as well as 1,500 gems. So you can use these contract story gems this event, in future events, to awaken heroes. You can use them to buy packages. You just can't use them to buy heroes in the auction shop, and you can't gift them to other players. They're the main 2 things you cannot use contract story gems for, but all the other useful stuff, heck yeah, go for it. This next package gives you 1,500 gems, 10 cores of transcendence, and 9 dice. And the relative value of that, just to let you know, is, I think, if I'm looking at the maths here, yeah, it's just over $20 worth of stuff, and you're getting, well, 10 Cores of Transcendence, which is, in my opinion, pretty good value. Moving on, you get yourself 1,500 gems, you get 10 dice, and on top of that, you're also going to get 1,500 gems and 400 contract story gems, and at the very end, for 20 bucks, you can get yourself another 500 story gems, and you can get the double privilege rewards from impsadventure. So all in all, it comes to a total of 1,200 contract story gems, 500 normal story gems, so that's 1,700 story gems of value, which is roughly around, well, I'd say, considering some of them are contract, 50 bucks is perfectly reasonable. And then on top of that, you get the 10 cores, you're getting 7,000 gems, and you're getting dice as well. So as far as value goes, I think this is pretty good, and I'm very, very tempted to buy it myself. If you go ahead to impsadventure, impsadventure is your usual stuff. You get your rewards for the different tiers by going ahead and passing over these starry mushroom huts. Tiles get upgraded whenever you land on them. You know the basics by now. Surely you've seen one of these videos before. And actually, if you get these plain noodles, you can use them in this shop over here, the Chinese restaurant, to cash them in and get some rewards. Now, that's not the only way you get them. You can also get them from the campaign by pressing loot. And still, even with the Void campaign, you do get them. So don't worry, the Void campaign isn't going to screw you over. You still get these rewards. And going back in, let's take a look at what we've got. So there's a mysterious artifact selection chest, which is great. If you've got universal crystals, this may be a fantastic opportunity to cash them in to get yourself a mysterious artifact selection chest. And it does have melodic strings in, so free-to-play players get hype. It's available for you. Lovely stuff. We have a glorious flag chest if that's something you wanted, but I'm not sure I'd go for that myself. We have a Starspawn Core 6, which is okay, but not amazing. We have Starspawn Core 5, again, okay, but not amazing. If you need these to upgrade your Starspawns, it can be kind of good. I understand why people would go for it, but in my opinion, artifacts are pretty much the go-to pick. We've also got Glory Hero Epic Chests, which are nice. That's a good way of getting a hero, and it can be any hero in the game of that matter. Freya's in there. Is Mockman in this? It'd be wild if he is, but it doesn't look like it. No, so Mockman's not in here. That's a shame. However, this is still something that free-to-play players can pick up. You should get more than 2,500 of these, because you should get 2,400 around that from just the campaign event. Add to that the fact that you're going to get more from impsadventure, because you get 50 for each tier. And of course, if you bought the final package of the Luck Relay, you're going to get double rewards as well. So that's double plain noodles and double of whatever you land on. So you can get double 6-star puppets, double 5-star chest, double 9-star chest, for example. Pretty cool stuff. On top of that, we've also got Shelter Mission. So Shelter Mission is... I guess it's a pretty good mix-up, really, when it comes to heroes. Some of you will like this, some of you won't like this, but either way, you've got to go ahead and do it because you get yourself 5 dice. Now, the way this works, you put in 4-star heroes from the same faction as the hero you see, and usually they're from the same class. So for Fortress, we have here Assassin, so you need Roy. For Shadow, we've got Eloise, who's a Ranger, so you're going to need any Shadow heroes, so that's Kabagbo and Lamb. For the Forest faction, we've got Seahu, and that could be any warrior, so Kargath and Chief are your big two there, and Delasium wants mages, so that's going to be Destroyer and Illyria. In addition, we have Carrie and Asmodel. They're not as fussy, they just want 2 5-stars from the same faction, but they do want 2,000 gems, which can be quite expensive. A lot of new players will probably want to get their hands on Carrie, old players as well, she's very, very useful. Asmodel, on the other hand, unless you're trying to make him as a Transcendence hero, isn't that good. So it might be a bit of a waste of gems and a bit of a waste of light food. And on the topic of a waste of light food, take a look at this. The Soul Contract. You can exchange 6-star light and dark heroes, and in return you'll get 150 contract story gems. Is this worth it? Tough call. For dark, I want to say no. Dark heroes are so good, and there's so many of them that I really want to go ahead and build. And for many accounts, you want to build multiple Amon-Ra's and a carry so that you can do crazy things in the Realm Gate. Add to that, you've got Drake, and you might even want to go crazy and build people like Aspen as a Transcendence hero. That is a lot of dark heroes you are going to need. Light is less demanding, so I suppose you could get rid of a 6-star light for 150 contract story gems. I can see the appeal, but it cannot be a puppet. It has to be directly from food. Now, in my opinion, I think the reason DH Games did this is because a lot of us made alt accounts or went onto older accounts that already existed and just built 6-star in every single faction, went ahead and farmed starry gems, and tried to look for decent awakened heroes. I heard so many great stories of people who did that trick I recommended last time and got themselves B tiers or A tiers, and it was really cool to see. And they converted that for profit in the auction house. Good for them. However, you can't really do that anymore because good luck setting up a new account, and unless you put your profit orbs into light and dark, it's going to be pretty tough to go ahead and 6-star a light and dark hero early on. So unless you've got an account that's neglected with a ton of light and dark heroes, I don't think this is going to be accessible on side accounts. And as for your main account, getting rid of 6 stars worth of heroes in the dark faction makes me feel a little uncomfortable. Light faction though, as I said, fair game. The final thing for this event is the Soul Awakening Gala. We get rewards based on the different heroes we awaken, and you get different points depending on how high the awakening tier you get is, all the way up to 20 points for an SSS hero. If you go ahead, and you'll see you get different rewards. So if you get to 20, you get a Transcendence copy chest, so that's got the original 6. If you move on to 40, you'll see that this one contains Freya, it contains Holmes Young, and it contains Eos. Mockman is not yet Transcendent, so it makes sense that he's not in this chest, although I'm sure he'll be added at some point. Well, not this particular one, it won't get updated, but ones in the future may do. Here we have the Glory Epic Hero Selection chest. This contains everybody in the game, apart from Mockman. And then for 100, you actually get to pick your reward, and it's either between a flag and 100 Glorious Relics, or a Mysterious Artifact Selection chest. This doesn't seem that bad. It's a nice way of getting an artifact, and you might high roll your awakened heroes. I think this is pretty cool. Obviously, it's going to be a big gamble. Some people are going to high roll, some people are going to low roll, and it's going to be pretty tough on people. But if you're willing to spend the money on Starry Gems, you might get something nice, which is good, or you can just save them for something else. And finally, we've got this. This is a reward that's going to offer you Spiritual Essence, which can be used to upgrade heroes to their Tree of Origin levels. As you can see with my Jara, she has just that kind of loveliness put into her, and you can just keep on going up and up and up if you want with the upgrade here. It uses Stellar Shards as well, so you might run out, but either way, you're getting a heck of a lot for that kind of money. What is it, 75,000 if I remember right? Yeah, 75,000. Holy crap. And the bottom one, though, this is Essence Sublimation. This is going to give you 45k, which is enough to give you a node on the external part of the tree. If you don't know what that is, let me show you with, again, my Jara. So on the edge of the tree, you've got these different points, which are different areas that you can go ahead and upgrade. First of all, you can upgrade the skill, and then there's different parts of it that you can also upgrade. So here we've got Pure Sublimation, Deep Sublimation, and Noble Sublimation, and each of these sublimation tiers costs 45,000 sublimation material. So if that's something you need, you can go ahead and get it from there. It is also something that's very difficult to pick up. Campaign isn't exactly generous with it, so if you're of these higher tiers on a particular hero, it may be worth buying that if you want to go and turbo out your skills. Most people, though, might not be that interested. It's a shame you can't get a Core of Origin from this event, but, you know, I guess they're going to be hidden behind higher paywalls. Either way, though, that's this event. Nothing too crazy. It's just an awakening thing. Don't forget, if you haven't already, to go ahead and claim your anniversary stuff and keep up with your anniversary growth plan just so that you can go ahead and get the various things throughout the month. Also, guys, final little point. Let's take a look at next week's event. So Fantasy Factory is back as usual. That's very fun. We've got Prophet Summons, which contains Freya, so it's finally Freya's Prophet Orb event. Heroic Miracles giving an Aspen. And finally, we have the Undersea Adventure, which says we'll get endless treasures, which is obviously a lie. There'll be a cap on how much you can get, but it's a nice thought, DH Games. Good try. But yeah, we'll see what that's all about next week. And if you want to catch next week's video, hit that subscribe button and I will review the event then. All in all, standard impsadventure, nothing too crazy, but that $1 package is freaking amazing. So thank you so much, DH Games. Also, the story contract stuff they've added on might become commonplace for an impsadventure event. Who knows? It seems they want to get in the trend of doing this, and I'm not against it, but Light and Dark 6 stars is a little steep. Let me know what you think in the comment section. I'll see you next time, folks. Have a fantastic week, and happy idling.